Hello, glorious soul, and welcome to your Soul Service Astrology update for the 21st of February 2022. So we're going to cover the energy for the week. Hello, if we have not met, my name is Kel Gunter. I'm a 13 sign Sidereal Astrology, and I'm also a creator. I'm a creator of words. I'm a creator of courses, Soul Service Astrology Initiate and Professional being two of them. What is 13 sign sidereal astrology? If you've never heard of it, essentially I refer to where the planets can be observed in the sky right now. So if you were to get out an astronomy app and look to see where I'm referring to the sun, say, for example, it would be in the constellation of Aquarius. And that's where you can observe it. And I will do that with all the planets. Now that takes us into this beautiful connection with our environment. We are looking out to the night sky, or we're looking out to the seasons that we're in at the moment. And of course, Northern Hemisphere and Southern Hemisphere are going to be completely different. And we're letting that environment inspire us, allow us to step into awe and imagination. And those two things are wonderfully beneficial for humans. First of all, it allows you to step into this deep, deep gratitude for what you already have. It allows you to step into deep, deep compassion, and that changes us on an energetic level. It allows our mind to calm down. It allows our adrenals to calm down. It allows our heart rate variance to even out, and we feel less stressed. Yes, astrology is observing a natural cycle, and it can take you into deeper connection with yourself and the planet. So if you were to look at your 13 sign sidereal birth chart, which is a map of the sky for when you were born, that allows you to step into your strengths. It allows you to perhaps lean into challenges and things that you may not have considered before, and allow you to start shifting things towards the life that you would like to program. And when program sounds a bit harsh and computery, doesn't it? I'm certainly not like that scientist and metaphysicist, right? So it's like a co-creation. You get to lean into the uncomfortable places and move through them and learn, in actual fact, there's nothing to fear for the unknown, and we can move into places that we haven't moved before. So 13 sign sidereal astrology is a potent tool to do that. If you wanted your birth chart, then message me and we can chat, or you can go to kellygunter.com and check out what's happening there. Now, I'm going to start talking about the overall energy for the next week from the 21st of February. Now, this week was very interesting. It came to me as an overall energy rather than on individual days. When I talk about energy, it's a quality, it's a feeling, it's a thought, and it's an opportunity for you. So it's not, I have to feel like that, or, oh, I'm going to feel like that, or is there something wrong with me because I'm neither of those things? No, it's merely an opportunity for you to inquire. And similarly, if you're looking into sidereal astrology because perhaps you've been following tropical astrology and you're not sure whether you like sidereal astrology because it's telling you that you're something different than what you were in tropical astrology, all I would say is be open and look at the opportunity to inquire as to perhaps there's an aspect of your identity there that you could unlock, and it might be wonderful because you don't know yet. You're not on the other side of it. You haven't gone and explored it yet. So I'll share my screen and let's have a look at what is happening in the skies this week. I'm also just going to double check I've got the right microphone on at the moment. Yes, I do. So you're hearing me loud and clear. So that's fabulous. I had an issue before. All right. So we have the 21st of February. And as I said, there's this real overall energy that's happening this coming week, because there's really two main aspects that are going to be around for the whole week. And one aspect is actually around for the whole month. And that aspect is Venus and Mars. I discussed it last week, but it plays a role in another main aspect that's happening this week. So Venus is our connective energy. We also create from Venus energy. It allows us to connect first with ourselves, fall into deep love with our body, our divine vessel in this lifetime, right? Fall in love with our body, fall in love with ourselves. And then once we do that, there's this beautiful, beautiful feeling where it's so much easier to connect with the people that you want to be connected with. And that's Venus energy, right? You want to connect with the people you're attracted to. And if you're not in love with yourself, what can happen there is that you're sending out vibrations and a resonance and signals and all those sorts of things and calling in people that you don't want to be connected with. I mean, just have a look back at your life, if you're over 18, of course, and see who you've had relationships with and whether you can identify, oh my God, yeah, there was this period of my life where I really didn't like myself. And now, what are you like? Do you love yourself? And are you calling different people in? It was really starkly different for me when I fell in love with myself, the kind of people that started to come into my world. Mars energy is action and do energy. It's focus, it's drive. Now, in the sign of Sagittarius, we're really working towards creating and connecting towards our freedom, our liberation, maybe beyond where you've gone before. So it's this expansive energy, going places, connecting to people where you haven't gone before. Now, that can throw up ego-led fear or limits. We limit ourselves. We go, oh, I'm not going to go to that party, or I'm not going to go into that collaboration, or I'm not going to put my creation out there because I'll be judged. That's a limit, right? And they're not beneficial limits, because usually the fear is unfounded. We're only afraid because we haven't been there before, right? So this whole month, I would encourage you to really step into step by step. You don't have to go fast, right? Step by step towards where you want to go, towards your version of freedom, right? Now, this energy between Mars and Venus is forming a sextile with Neptune for the rest of the week. So for the whole week, we've got Venus and Mars conjunct sextile Neptune. What does that mean, Kel? Right, Neptune energy is really our mystical nature. It's our spiritual nature. It's that nebulousness of daydreaming, and where you receive information and you get a hit of an idea or an imagination. If you've read one of Elizabeth Gilbert's books, I forget the name of it right at the moment, she talks about an idea landing, right? This is Neptune's realm, an idea landing. It comes to you, right? This is your intuition talking. It's receiving information from intuitive intelligence, the field, the source, the divine, God, whatever you want to call it, right? So this sextile energy is suggesting that there is an ease with which you can connect your intuition, your imagination, your dreamscape to how you create, connect, and do. And it's all driven towards the life that you want to create. So at the simplest level, like you're listening to me thinking she's talking garbage, which, you know, I'm sure a lot of people think that of astrologers from time to time. At the most basic level is, what do I want my freedom to look like? Have I ever thought about that? You know, what could my freedom possibly look like? What could me falling madly, deeply in love with myself possibly look like? How would that feel? And then Mars sort of comes in and goes, well, what would I do? What would be the first little step I could take towards fulfilling that idea of freedom? So there's some questions for you to ponder over the coming week. Allow yourself to daydream. Allow yourself to be in nature and to, you know, you're listening to me perhaps for the first time. Connect with a tree or a flower or a bee. And let your imagination be guided by something other than the mind. Your imagination could be guided by the body when you're moving, because of course Venus and Mars energy together, there's movement. Maybe you're going to go and try a different movement practice. a different philosophy. So that's the energy this week. It is actually quite lovely energy as well. So there's some ideas for you to embrace this energy this week. What's the other main aspect that is happening for this week is a square between Uranus and Mercury. Uranus in Aries is rebel with the cause. So we have visionary energy. We have this why. Why am I doing this stuff? And in Aries, there's a little fire. We've got our sacred flame. It's lit up. Really, I'm going to do this stuff and I'm just going to take action and go and I'm going to do, right? That's this fiery energy, acting without thinking. And sometimes that's required. We need that energy, some get up and go, so that we can go beyond the limits that we've gone before, so that we can go places that we haven't been before, right? Mercury, back in Capricorn, Mercury is mind. Mercury is intellect. In Capricorn, we're usually thinking about, okay, what goals have I got on the table this year? Now, when these two are square, that's attention. So you want to go off and do and fulfill your vision, be really creative, let that sacred flame burn and, you know, action and go and create and be a bit wild and free. But then in the background, your mind's going, is that really what you want to do? Don't rush in. I want to check and make sure that, you know, this is in line with our goals and the way where we want to head towards, you know, our one big thing or our few big things that we're working on at the moment. Now, I feel like this square could lead to a little bit of confusion and so a bit of stuckness, or you're going to side one way or the other. You'll become really focused and intellectual and go into planning mode and leave inspiration and vision and action for another day. Or you could try and harmonize and gently pull the tension between those two energies so that you allow your Mercury and the planning that you've done to feed into your direction, to feed it, to say, all right, we'll let, this is what we want to do. Can we feed the vision into this area? And vice versa. If you've been working really intellectually, analytically from the mind a lot, and you're feeling slow and dull, reconnect to the visionary in you and to fire yourself up. Stop what you're doing. Stop pushing. As soon as you feel that pushing and the dull energy and it's tired and this is really hard, that's when you need to stop and reconnect with why you're doing something, why you're writing something, why you're creating something, why you're working on something. So that's the other underlying energy that's coming in this week. Then, let me just see, I think overall, that is the main two aspects that I was going to talk about this week. Isn't it interesting? Only two aspects to talk about this week because they're quite big ones. There is a couple of other little aspects happening, which I'll talk about now this week. One of them is the North Node trine Pluto. Now, the North Node it's not a celestial body, it's just a point in the sky. It has traditional astrological meaning, and I refer to it as our mission. It's asking us to step outside our learnt programming, and it might be programming that's come through from previous lifetimes as well. So the North Node in Taurus is asking us to step outside our comfort zone, and maybe that's stepping outside do I really need all this stuff? Do I really need all this material abundance to achieve my mission? Am I taking too much? You know, you're asking yourself these hard questions and leaning into a mission of, can I honor the planet feel abundant and grateful and not be taking too much, right? Now, there's this wonderful trine energy with Pluto happening over the next couple of, I think it's actually going to hang around for a little while. Pluto is transformation, it's destruction. So there is this ease with, perhaps you are trying to break a bad habit. Like for me, it's been a number of years where I've been working on a habit where I would buy too many new things, clothes, shoes, handbags. It has ratcheted down over the years. And this particular year, I've stepped into this. I'm not buying anything new unless I really need it. And then, of course, I would privilege buying something that's secondhand over something that's made, first of all. That brings me back into congruence with the planet and not taking more than it's willing to give or it's able to give. That's transforming me, and it's been easy this year. It's been a whole lot easier than the other times that I've tried it. Now, I'm not just doing this for a year, I'm doing it forevermore. So it's a really big one for me. So perhaps that's something you'd like to inquire into as well. Am I taking too much from the planet? And is this something that I can transform? There was one other aspect that I was going to discuss this week. I'm being very Neptunian about my astrology update this week. Oh, yes, there is one more. And it is the little sextile between Uranus and Jupiter. So these are two outer planets. So I don't typically talk about an outer planet to an outer planet, but I will talk about these two because they're two of my favorite planets. So why the hell not? So again, Uranus is the visionary warrior in Aries. Okay, so it's rebel with a cause energy. It's your why, right? So think about that. What is my why? What is really driving me? What ignites my flame? What ignites my passion? What ignites my drive and my focus? And if you've never thought of that, there's an opportunity for you to think about that. And then Jupiter over here in Aquarius is the expansive visionary, right? It really wants to be inspired and inspire. And this sextile is beautiful. I have everything that I need. So you get to inspire others with your why. Let your sacred flame burn up through your heart center, collect your gratitude and your courage, and share your information out with the world into your community. And see who you inspire. Look, we have to step in and be the change that we want to see in the world. Step one, right? Then you want to share. If you really want to see a change in your community or the world, you be it, and then you've got to share it. And you've got to inspire others to get on board, and they start to lead from that place, right? Now, I can talk to you about all the problems on the planet. The only way we're going to change things is if we start to operate from our imagination and we start to inspire others to step into the changes which they wish to see and be. So there's that Aquarius energy at the moment. So there is some lovely, lovely energy around this week that you can truly embrace, to explore what freedom means to you, to explore what your vision is, to expand into inspiration and imagination, to allow yourself to daydream and information come to you, not just through the mind, not just through the intellect. So if you have enjoyed this video, please do subscribe or follow me, depending on wherever you're watching this. If you would like to hang out some more, I have a free Facebook group called Sidereal Stars with Kel Gunter. Yes, that's my name. And if you did want a birth chart, I have two options. You can get a 20 to 30 minute recorded birth chart session from me. That's $111. Or we can go the whole hog, where you spend an hour and a half with me. I describe your chart. We also go on an intuitive and experientially led journey by the planets, where you get to step into the planets yourself. And you also get a bespoke summary report from me in relation to your birth chart. So go to kellygunter.com if you are interested in either of those. Thanks very much for listening, and I will see you next week. Bye.